Kevin James.
I've never seen.
Does that nigga still live in Queens? I don't think so.
He's still the king, bro. If you ever have some time, because they.
Kyle Kuzma just got dunked on. Nice.
I think Kevin James just blends in with the rest of the people at the Garden.
He does.
They can't find him.
Kevin James looks like
fucking Paul Blart.
There's so many fat white guys here. I don't understand.
He is your average Jets fan that you just happen to see in the mezzanine.
Yeah, wearing a dirty Mets hat.
Yep. Dirty Mets hat.
Bro, I'm telling you, he's Tommy from Staten Island.
They told the fan cam up to find Kevin James, and he was just like,
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I'm so cold-blooded. I fear nobody, I fear nobody. I walk like a champion.
Anyways, all right. So, as mentioned earlier, Nets play the Mavericks next week. Mm-hmm. Since you guys are Mavericks fans, I want to know what your thoughts on the game for next week. What are the keys for the Mavs to win, assuming that it's KD and Kyrie playing?
Do you want to go first?
I only need two from each of y'all.
You can go first.
Two from each of y'all.
Need some time?
Two most important.
Harden's out until the playoffs, right?
He's basically out to the playoffs.
All right.
Niggas resting. Second time.
Assuming both KD and Kyrie
play.
are in. Two biggest takeaways, I guess, or two biggest bro. I need that Luka and KP synergy to be there, bro. Like it has to be there. They gotta be on point with each other the entire time. I know for the Mavs Twitter, we have a bunch of armchair psychologists, body language people that just know, and everybody's counting. Oh shit, Luka and KP didn't high five each other on this play. You're
wow.
Oh
and
shit.
The Mark Cuban comments.
Yeah, he said some stuff about how they're not that close. It's more of a business relationship. Blah blah. They're not buddy. But it also took Jason Terry and Dirk time to become buddy. And it's bro, don't say that shit. Just it's a different era for one thing.
Not only are you adding pressure, you're also making it known that they don't have a good relationship.
Bro,
yeah.
I mean, it's I get it. I don't fuck with my coworkers, outside of work. I'm not trying to hey, let's go out to the bar afterwards, but still you don't gotta fucking make that known. But yeah, I think the biggest thing that needs to happen is I need KP and Luka to play basically how he did versus the Clippers in the playoffs last year. Just fucking going 30 and 30, bro.
Right.
They need to just have the game of their life. If they have to see both KD and Kyrie, bro, they have to. It's very imperative.
Right.
That this happens.
Okay. So that's one.
The second biggest thing is that the bench has to show up, because as much as I love I love the guys on this team, so it's Luka's right here. Luka's at the very top, and then KP, and all the way down here,
everybody else.
Is everybody else, right? Basically the starting lineup could be any three guys and KP and Luka, and it would probably be the exact same,
Right.
And the thing is that Luka, to a fault, will try to get his guys going. He will. He'll try to, it's Dorian Finney-Smith could be 0-5 from 3, and he'll still pitch out to him, to try to get 3. And they need to be on their fucking A game.
Yeah.
They got to be hitting those fucking shots in practice. They got to be hitting those shots day of, right before the game starts.
Right.
They have to be on it, man.
But when they on their A game, they put up 106 through 3 quarters.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, bro.
I just think it's funny how we continually slap the Warriors. The Warriors
right?
especially.
Right.
And
We beat them by 50, bro.
Did you see what my the Golden State Warriors counterpart said about all that? And he deleted the tweet.
Ooh.
Which is a coward move.
Yeah.
But I can't find it right now because he deleted it. But he basically said, oh my God, what did he say? He said that apparently it was a quote from Steph Curry after the game, saying how everyone still wants to beat their ass from 2018. I was no one cares. Get the fuck out of here.
We were bad
bro.
at that point. Whatever.
Yeah, no one cares, bro.
Nah, but the league remember though.
The
I
North,
guess, but
the
like-
North, the North remembers.
Niggas remember, bro. Nah, actually,
but-
I will antagonize you
bro.
on that statement, bro.
Nah,
Go ahead.
bro.
But
I
it's
would
not, the,
say-
but it's not the same team,
My thing
though.
is, I would feel okay if you're like, we really want to beat the Warriors' ass if Clay is healthy. Because then you go, okay, you have healthy Steph, healthy Clay, healthy Draymond.
That's
I'm
like
okay.
that's like a. Yeah.
Then I'm like,
Bro.
no, because at that point, it was those three motherfuckers that was really working you.
Bro.
well, I mean,
the
for
mental-
at
the
2018,
mental-
it was
Bro,
KD too.
you
right?
know-
I know,
you know
KD,
why
but
I
obviously
say-
KD's not on
here's
the
the
team.
thing.
But those three motherfuckers were there through all of it.
And
They
I
set the
promise you,
record. They set the regular season
Bro.
record.
I promise I'm not trying to be devil's advocate right now, but I'm just saying it because niggas remember the 2017 when LeBron was on the team by himself. When this nigga was on the Heatles, bro, niggas remembered. This is why the Cavs got cooked in so many games. Hence why it was a 4th seed. So I don't know. Maybe niggas do remember, but go ahead, Ruben. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I mean, like I saw a tweet and I was like, bro, don't tweet this, please.
If he deleted
I
it,
don't
he
do this.
he didn't believe it himself.
Yeah, he
So-
doesn't.
Yeah, no, he
So,
just
yeah.
didn't get enough likes and favorites, bro.
No,
That's
because
it. Favorites
I
and
saw.
retweets.
No, he got ratioed, bro, on it. I saw the quote tweet ratio. I was like, damn it, you fucked up, bro. Like,
Damn.
don't tweet this. Like, let the professional, like, let the actual writers deal with the shit, bro. Like, do that. But I don't know, man. I think like those two things are very imperative for us to beat a healthy KD and a healthy Kyrie. Because I mean, those two guys together, bro, like, it's fucking scary, dude. Like,
Scary hours.
those motherfuckers scare me. So,
Hey man, look, you saw. I know everybody was watching that Sunday game against the Suns.
His first game back.
First game back. You know what's crazy is
That-
I wrote in
that
a
was fucking awesome. That
it was great.
Off the bench.
off the bench. See, and you know what's crazy? That sparked me to write. I wrote an article this week about
You're
that.
feeling inspired.
I was feeling inspired, and I wanted actually also question to Ruben and I guess John too, right? So I have this theory, right? So like the Nets have brought KD every time he's come back from injury, he's come off the bench, right? Halfway through the second quarter, and Nash's rationale is he wants to have the minutes restriction so that if he needs KD late in the game, he can have him.
That makes sense.
So my article was basically on the premise of, all right, should more teams do this? Because we saw earlier in the season in February when the Clippers played the Nets and they took Paul George off the court with like 2 minutes and 30 seconds because Ty Lue was like, yo, he hit his minutes restriction. You know?
Oh, this definitely
That
happened
makes
in the
sense.
bubble.
I
It's
get it.
definitely- I
No,
remember.
not in the bubble,
But
in
general,
this year.
yeah. No, that
It was the game with
Ty Lue, you
when
said. I thought you
Kawhi
said
got the
yeah.
offensive foul on
Yep,
Harden,
yep, yep, yep.
and they were like, "Yo, why didn't PG play?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, he had his minutes restriction."
restriction.
So I'm thinking it's like, so like if Luka, let's say Luka gets hurt, right? Would you like to see?
Let's be realistic. It's going to be KP.
yeah.
So
bro.
KP.
The thing is, yes.
So would you like to see that, or down the road, like more teams do that with their superstars when they bring them back from minutes restrictions, have them come off the bench? Because I think it's better for them because they're getting into the game when most teams have their second units in, end of the first quarter, midway through the second
Easing
quarter.
them in a little bit.
Easing them in a little bit.
Because what, KD had 33 off the bench?
33 off the bench.
And he didn't come in. And he didn't even come in the game until midway through the first.
He came in at the 30 mark of the second quarter, and he scored 14 of his 33 in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
I'm good with if you got a player like that, letting him play the second and the fourth.
Bro.
I have no issue with that. And I think now that you bring it up, like more teams should do that. And it's basically like we talk about it all the time, and especially like in Mavs Twitter because of how our rotations are always different and Tim Hardaway Jr. and all this shit of it's really not about who starts the game, it's about who finishes it. Like
Exactly.
Jason Terry won Sixth Man of the Year playing starter minutes coming up. We literally used to throw anyone in at the starting 2-guard spot, take him out 5 minutes into the first, and Jason Terry would play the rest of the game.
Didn't matter.
Like
Yeah.
it really didn't matter.
I mean, you see that with Lou Will with the Clippers.
Yeah.
Well, when he was with the
Yeah.
When
Clippers.
it, like it
Yeah,
really
it
doesn't
very
matter.
did.
So I think it's definitely smarter going into that because we've seen it enough time. We saw it with KP before. It's like you see it all. We saw it with Anthony Davis in the first game that we played, where it's like you see, even though he didn't play great, it's like you see them getting tight when they get taken out, and it's like, damn, I'm trying to get into this rhythm. So I feel like you got to be a good coach and monitoring it and being like, we'll see if this player's doing well. Is he going to help us at the end of this game or not? And also, it's like, I'd rather have them that way and have them being able to finish as opposed to being like, damn, this outcome, especially if it's a star player, this outcome is
Yeah.
up in the air and me being in this game could have changed that outcome.
Well, that's
It's so much.
yeah.
It's so much beef when it comes to players and coming off the bench, and I feel like it's just like kind of like a misnomer if you think about it, because a lot of dudes is like, I'll give a perfect example. Carmelo Anthony. He was a nigga like, yo, if I'm not starting, I'm not playing. Da da da. Whatever. Like, however that conversation.
AI.
Well, but still, it's like, yo, what did I say last week, yo? there's more great role players in the league than there are superstars,
Yep,
and that's
right.
an overall fact. You know what I'm saying? If you want to accept your role as a role player, bro, you might be a Jason Terry on a fucking on a Mavericks team that wins, bro, and that's real life shit.
But at the same time, like with JT's question, it was talking about superstars.
Yeah.
But there's nothing saying you can't be a superstar and not start.
Like
I get there's a precedent, but if you're coming off an injury
that's
and you're
that's
trying
the
to
thing.
man, that's what it is. That's the
Only
contingency
if
of
you're
Jay's
coming
question.
off an injury with
If
the
you're
minutes
coming off-
restriction. Yes.
If you got a minutes restriction, I think now since he's openly talking about it, which I feel like I've never heard of this before.
Right.
I've never seen another coach
Yeah,
do this
yeah.
to stretch out the minutes restrictions to finish a game. To me, that's common sense. It's just that no one ever thought about it before, apparently. Like, it makes perfect sense to me.
But it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like with this fucking load management shit, it's kind of been tough, which makes me question this actual load management shit, because it's like, yo, if you got a nigga on a minutes restriction, all right, it makes sense why Paul George didn't play however long until whatever next game, because he's on the minutes restriction. This nigga is allegedly hurt, or you're trying to ease his way back into whatever I'm saying.
Yes.
But if you got a nigga like KD, he's coming off the bench. It's like, yo, you wouldn't expect a nigga like KD to play however long. And I say this because, like, even Anthony Davis, when he came back from injury the other day, he didn't play long. Yeah, I swear to
He
God.
had a 15-minute
20.
restriction. The first game he played 17 all in the first half.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, if a nigga is easing his way back, then let him ease his way back.
But Anthony Davis was playing bad.
I mean,
Anthony Davis came out like, hey, D, it's different.
And like, here's the thing. So like the second game, because you guys played the series,
Yeah.
right? AD did better, 17 points, right? In 28 minutes. His best stretch of the game was the second quarter.
Right. But this is the thing, and this is the shit that's ass. Here's another example. Zion's debut. This man was on a minutes restriction. I swear to God, he barely even touched the court the first half. Yeah, this is talking about last season,
Yeah.
right? Barely even touched the court the first half, right? Second half, played the fourth quarter. He was killing the fourth quarter. I swear to God, I seen him hit more threes in
Was that
fourth.
Spurs? That was that Spurs game,
Yeah,
right?
he just started fucking shooting.
Just started going crazy.
He
He
had
was
like-
about
he
to
had
get
like 4 threes
subbed.
in a row, yeah.
Yep, exactly. He was about to get subbed, and Alvin Gentry was just like, you know what?
Let him
I'm
rock.
gonna let him in for a little bit, and then he subbed him. But it's like, yo, say all that to say, it's like, yo, if a nigga is on a minutes restriction, keep him on a minutes restriction.
I like the idea of the basketball closer. I
No,
like
but,
that.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you keep the minute. If you're like, yo, I need. It's like when, let's say when LeBron gets back, right, and they want to ease him back from his ankle injury. If you know your minutes restriction is capped at,
It's
let's
LeBron,
say,
though.
no,
We gotta cut
I
your
know.
mic. You a little late.
I know,
You're missing
but-
the point of the question.
I'm
It's
just saying.
LeBron, though.
As
But go ahead.
an example, all right, I'll pick somebody else. Let's say Devin Booker. If the Suns are bringing Devin Booker back off an injury, right, and they're like, all right, we only want him playing 25 minutes this game, right? Instead of starting him, right, so you start him and then he goes to like the first media timeout, so what, around the 6-minute mark? So you already burned 6 minutes of the game right there. Then you get to later on in the game, right, and let's say it's a 3-point game with like 4 minutes left. Oh shit, he already got to 25 minutes, we got to pull him out. Then you lose that game. It's like, damn, well, if we would have had him come off the bench and put him in the last part of the first quarter, we would have had Devin Booker, even still on a minutes restriction, but still Devin Booker in the later stage of the game to close out. It's like I think they do that with in soccer too. Sometimes when they have somebody coming off of injury, they don't play him in the first half. They play him
Yeah,
in the
they
second,
do, yeah.
and they sub him in like maybe like the 70th minute,
Yeah,
so that
that's
they can
exactly-
be on the pitch when it really matters.
I like that.
Yeah, I think that honestly, dude, like the idea, like I've talked about it before, where it's like the Mavs like starting unit with the team who starts isn't always the team that ends. Like I've noticed that like Jalen Brunson gets a lot of like burn in the fourth quarter. I noticed that like Maxi Kleba gets a lot of burn, stuff like. And obviously the Mavs aren't as talented as some other teams, but I think like let's say like it was like a Kristaps or a Luka, who knock on wood, gets injured and then, has a miss restriction. I think that's super fucking smart. I cannot believe that like Steve Nash. Well, I can't believe Steve Nash would think of this, but like I can't believe that not anyone before Steve Nash thought of doing this before, or at least like with someone as prominent as a KD. Like, could you imagine like I don't know, like back in the day, I guess like T-Mac, like. If they were just like, okay, fuck it, bro. Like, T-Mac's come back from injury, bro. We're gonna make sure that he plays. Like, he's gonna close out the game. Like, I've never even considered this. Actually, honestly, dude.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying, and it seems like such a common sense thing.
Yeah,
because they
it's
do it in
smart
other
stuff,
sports. But it's like,
yeah.
And what do you call it? And I mean, it was in like conjunction with KD. So coming off the bench in the Suns game was like Nash went up to KD and he was like, "Yo,
It was like, hey,
we want to bring you off the bench. What do you think of this?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Yeah,
You know,
but that's what I'm saying.
It takes the ego thing.
That's
But
what I
like
think
you
it
said with
is.
Carmelo,
And right,
the
that's
ego thing.
exactly. That's really the point that I'm trying to get on. Most superstars, most niggas like that, they don't want to come off the bench just because of
they still
how
have that mentality.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Melo AI, they would never. They would look. They'd be like, huh? Like they would like AI would look at Larry Brown like, nigga, are you dumb? Which is why Larry Brown went and run a ring without him. That's a whole conversation. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's tough. It's this whole superstar ego. It's the type of time like, all right, like you always been the best nigga on your team, right? Been the best dude. Yo, you telling me as the best dude in the league, I'm still allegedly a superstar, whatever. Yo, all right. I might let these 5 dudes start in front of you. You gonna come up the bench in the middle of what? But you know you gonna close the game, huh? Niggas not hearing the second part of that statement, bro.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's just real. Like,
That's a mentality shift. I feel like you can't do that with any young superstar either. It has to be someone who's been around and understands.
Bro,
what
like,
it
even
has to be
think
someone
about-
who understands what it
nigga.
takes to win.
And I think it also helps that you did have Kyrie starting the game.
Yeah.
Too. So you don't feel as much pressure. Like, all right, I know I have another star.
We need to get off to a good
we need
start.
to get
We
off to a
need
good
you
start.
to get off to a good
But
start.
at the same time, I think it's all right. I know, like, especially going up against a team in the Suns at the time was the number 2 team in the West, right? I know this game probably could be tight late, which it was. Up until like maybe the 5-minute mark when the Nets pulled away. It's like, all right, you know what? F it. Right. I'll come off the bench. It's a new, and he said it was a new challenge for me. So it is what it is. Right. I think more. You will see more teams, especially in this era of load management and shit like that. I think more teams, and every injury is different, right? Like I think Katie was coming off of the quad, that he sustained a week ago against the Heat. But every injury is different. Every minutes restriction is different. Every training staff is different. But I think this is something that a lot of teams should explore, or at least tamper or tinker with in the future. Because hey, some games mean a little bit more. If this was against let's say like the Kings, KD maybe starts.
And
Because
they just don't play him in the second half.
and
At
you just
all.
don't play him in the second half because you probably know that, all right, this game's probably going to be over. It's the same thing when he first came back from the his knee injury against the Pelicans. He came off the bench. They didn't need him in the second half because they were blowing them niggas out, but he was still available. So I think it's better to have the superstar in your back pocket and not need him.
Yes.
Than the game come down the stretch and you're like, shit, I got to take my superstar out because he's hitting his quota.
And not to quote out of the box, but the wise people once said, "So long, farewell to you, my friend."
That dude didn't age.
Bro.
His daughter was on TikTok.
First and
and was
foremost,
like, yo,
did you see the TikTok of them doing a remake for that? For the out of the
like
box
with
people?
him currently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah.
It really warmed my heartstrings. And shout out to all of y'all, if y'all seen Out of the Box, because that's one of my favorite childhood TV shows. And, this was a great episode.
This was a fantastic episode. This was a great time. Recorded a little bit later this week. Episode coming out a little bit later this week, but it's all good. Well worth it. Ruben, aka at Red and Mavericks, thank you for coming on once again. You're really on this pod pretty much. Like the same thing. Like Matt got integrated. We're like, yeah, Matt's a part of the podcast. Like it fully happens, Thank you again. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're gonna continue to be a part of us moving forward. It's gonna happen.
Just whenever y'all need me.
Yeah, guys, definitely check out his podcast, Hoops and Hefeweizens, from my Mavs people. Y'all probably, I can't even talk, I don't know other Mavs people, so y'all gonna hear about this from him. So definitely make sure to check out his podcast is Squish on it like full time now?
He's supposed to be, but man, his work, it
hospital life.
sometimes, but it gets in the way sometimes, but we try. But it's Squish and
Done.
Don Denham.
Yeah, anything else you want to plug or talk about?
Nothing, man. Just thank you guys for having me on. This shit's always, I'm telling you, man, I know people might listen to this might be mad at me if they come from our circle of the world, but this is probably my favorite podcast to come on. So besides my own, it's you guys are funny as hell, bro. Like, and the editing, shout out to Matt.
No. Shout
Oh,
out
you do?
to
Oh, you do?
shout out to
Oh,
John.
shit.
Respectfully, I love Matt. I love Matt.
Matt has a sounding beautiful and
Yes.
makes the editing easier.
Matt,
please.
great
Yes.
sounding, but
Yes,
yeah,
but-
man. Like,
I give
Word.
credit where credit is due because editing is not an easy job.
Yes, and shout out John, real life for editing, bro.
I'm
Swear
actually,
to God.
and JT just requested me on Instagram. I'm gonna decline it right now.
And
record.
if you want his at name, it's
For the record,
Hey,
for the record, Ruben
don't fuck.
came at me first. he requested me first. I was just following suit.
Yeah, man. Y'all are fucking amazing, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank
We owe
you.
it to you, bro. Real life.
Yeah, the next time you're gonna be on, Mark Cuban's gonna be on with you.
We'll see. We'll see.
That would be some shit. But that is it for us this week. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. We are at Saratobi Sports on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I got a bunch of TikToks to post from previous episodes, so definitely look out for that. And on our YouTube channel, go subscribe to that Saratobi Sports Podcast. And you guys can follow me on Twitter at Offended Narwhal, especially my Mavs Twitter people. I don't tweet often, but when I'm watching these games, them tweets be bangers. All right, guys.
Barely.
Big facts. You already know the vibes. Yo, World Wide West in the building because everywhere I go, I leave a worldwide mess. You can find me on Instagram, WorldWideWest_11.
You have the hen dog like Shannon.
Yo, and that nigga's a bad example. Nah, but real life, man. Just make sure y'all stay safe. You know, all my Ramadan people, stay up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
No,
Ramadan.
Happy Ramadan.
Nah, that ass. It's just crazy. Damn, yeah. But Black Lives Matter, as always, and yeah, be safe, y'all.
Oh, that was a lot right there.
It's
I
just
know.
because he had to take more pauses
Yeah.
than normal.
No, I got you.
For
It's been a long, week.
reasons.
Yep. All right. Well, you can follow me on the Twitters, J_Thomas_24. I be tweeting about the Nets. Apparently, I be tweeting about the Knicks. I guess.
Shout out Jerry Ferrara.
Shout out Jerry Ferrara. Shout out Turtle. Shout out all the Knick fans that made an account
Yeah, Proc.
magically
We
in
talking to you.
2019. Which is the most annoying thing about Twitter. But yeah, and just about drink water and be nice to people.
What about
There
the
you go.
bartenders and servers?
Yep. Nah.
What about
nah.
the nematodes?
Nematodes are people too, and women belong in sports, and that's what I'm gonna end with that.
Listen, if for you guys who actually make
Shout
it
out
to
Maria.
the end of the podcast,
Shout out Maria Taylor.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I bangs with her too. All right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, for you guys who actually make it to the end of the podcast, I appreciate you because usually there's always just some shit that happens. So we will catch y'all next week.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I'm so cold.